episode of Unlocking Stars with Abhishek, a series on Brihat Parashar Hora Shastra. Brihat Parashar Hora Shastra is one of the finest scripture available on Vedic astrology. We have been doing in the previous episode Maraka planets. So, in continuation with that, today we will be doing verse number 25 to 31. These verses tell us what is the correlation between the planets situated in the third house and Marika planets, or what type of the death the native is going to have. So, in order to tell us more and enlighten us on these verses, we have with us our extra expert Abhishek. Welcome, Abhishek.
Thank you.
So, please enlighten us on these verses.
Thank you very much. It's really a great pride to do commentary on verses of BPHS, Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra. It's a Bible of astrology in Hora Skand and great revelation in the form of discourse between great Guru Maharshi Parashar and his beloved student Maitreya. In this present chapter, when we are witnessing the great discussion related to Marak Bheda Adhyaya, now Mahaguru Maharshi Parashar is in the middle of the chapter, and in the full swing, he is going to reveal the mystical aspect. He will go in more deeper in coming verses, but now, as Marak is deciding the Mrityu or Mrityu Tulya Kast. Marak will put a full stop on the continuity of the life. That's why this chapter, this adhyaya, is very linked with longevity chapter. When we were discussing about the third nakshatra and fifth nakshatra and seventh nakshatra, and little bit discussion on the potency, and we just try to understand these through the realm of odd harmonics in the transient system. So third harmonics is very deadly. Similarly, here the third nakshatra from the Janma nakshatra, because Alpayu will be proved only when native die. So Marak is coming to prove that one. If native will not die, and you are just calculating mathematically, so that is not the truth. So Marak is coming to put the stamp. This is the Alpayu. That's why Mahaguru Maharshi Parashar put the third, link the third nakshatra with the Alpayu, and the fifth nakshatra with the Madhyayu, and the seventh nakshatra with the Dirghayu. Now Mahaguru Maharshi Parashar indicating towards the giving focus towards the third house, connecting the third house with the indication of the type of Mrityu. Very strange. He is invoking the Bhavat Bhavam principle. The third house is the earth from the earth house. So it is getting the characteristics of the earth house. If we are doing the Mrityu Vichar from the earth house, so we can do the Mrityu Vichar from the third house. That is the instruction of Mahaguru Maharshi Parashar. Third house is the first Trisadaya house. Third house is a Parakar Bhav, Sahaj Bhav. When you recall Satyacharya, Seth Satyacharya, he called third house about the, if you think about the mental stability, the mental firmness, if you have to think about the mental firmness or mental ability of a native, then think about the third house. So many significations, very mysterious house. Sarvar Chintamani is coming, and Sarvar Chintamani is saying, giving some some significations connecting the third house with the short journey, with the medicine, with the education, even with the friends also. Other significations we know, it's a Parakarm Bhav, is talking about the siblings also, younger co-borns. And also it is talking about the father's death also, because it is 7th from the 9th house. And Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara is coming up, and he is calling this house like a house of valor and house of effort, no doubt about it. But today, through these verses, he will come up and he will check the third house related to the Marak Vedadhyay, related to the indication towards the Maran. So he is doing the Maran Vichar here. But we know third house got so many flavors. So many flavors. So something, if it is coming in my mind, I'm just discussing, like very popular, because we are giving tribute to Maharshi Parasa here. So other schools of astrology we are not talking here, but the Nadi system, there is a sutra that is also calling, if you can see the so many planets in the third house, that is indicating towards a remarriage also. So many things you can understand through the third house. Even in Medini, the mundane astrology, third house is linked with the postal services, the Department of Communications of the nation. So how important that house is. And today Mahaguru is invoking this house. He is talking about this house to give us indication towards indication of mrityu. When particular planet is there, then what type of mrityu is coming in. Up to that level, you can see after the death of native, at least you can validate. Native is no more available to see that event, but being a Devagya or being a researcher, serious seeker of this Shastra, you can see. But after this one, after this verse 31, Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar will go in a different realm. That's why this chapter is going to be controversial. When he will start talking about the Purush Janman, he will start talking about the next life. Then some school of thoughts are coming. They are saying we cannot validate that one. But it's a spiritual science. Phalades is a spiritual process. It's a spiritual phenomenon. And if we are talking about the spiritual phenomenon, then divinity and spirituality is coming into the play. And then we have to believe on our Shastras, who is talking about the immortality of the soul. So what Mahaguru Maharshi Parasa is revealing, we have to listen carefully, like Maitre is listening. We have to follow carefully, sincerely, like Maitre is doing. We have to own the characteristics of the Maitre. Then only this Hora will come to us. That Hora will come to us by the blessings of Mahaguru and by the blessings of Jagat Guru Sri Mahadev only. Let's come, let's pray Jagat Guru Sri Mahadev first, then we will enter into the Parasar Mahakathan, Guru Mahakathan related to these verses. Nagendra Haraya Trilochanaye Asmangaragaye Maheswaraye Nityaye Suddhaye Digambaraye Tasmai Nakaraye Namah Shivaya Tasmai Nakaraye Namah Shivaya Tasmai Nakaraye Namah. Jai Gurudev. Har Har Mahadev. Har Har. Now we are ready to enter into the Mahaguru Parasar Mahakatha. He is revealing mysterious facts. He is revealing, let's come. Let's touch upon the first verse. First verse, he is coming. Parasar uvacha Laganat tritiye bhave tu balina ravina yute Rajhetoscha maranam tasya geyam dvaja uttamam. Starting from the king of the celestial cabinet, the mighty king, son. He's talking about the Balina Ravina. So the Bali, the strong king, a strong son. So he is saying, Hey Duj Uttam, Hey Matre, Hey Bipra. He is addressing to Matre. If in the third house, why he is doing the vichar from the third house, we have already discussed in the background. Because third is the earth from the earth. The third is owning that characteristics. So if a strong sun is posited in the third house from the Lagna, from the ascendant, that's very important. That sun is Bali sun, a strong sun. Then death can come to native, according to Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar, through the king, through the authority. So in this sense, through the authority, through the government, through the legal proceedings, like the capital punishments and all. Some acharyas believe because sun got a command over the heart also. So heart attack can also be triggered by this disposition of the strong sun in the third house. That is the revelation of Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar. If sun is there, I would like to add some revelations related to sun in third house, so that people should not only think if a strong sun in the third house, then it will be the scary king is coming to kill him. It's not like that. It is one of the promises. There are so many promises. Like a strong sun in the third house. So if you go to Chamatkar Chintamani, so many positive promises Acharya talking over there. It's making native healthy, making native wealthy, native making wise, native become kind, and native become very famous. That is also coming in. Because the Maran will happen when Ayu will finish, when that particular Dasa, Antarasa will come up. But all the time, a strong sun is sitting in third house, will not damage the native. Even the great philosopher, I can say him philosopher also, it's very strange, but I believe, and the great astrologer of modern time, Dr. Raman Sahab, he believes the best position for sun in the chart is the third house. So best position for the sun in the third house only. And if Ashtakvarga's point is more over there, and a strong sun is sitting in the third house, then that is very strange. It's very strange to listen, but that is driving native towards the music also, because third house is the house of the artistic abilities. So these things are also happening. But if we are doing the Maran Vichar, then third house, if in the third house strong sun is there, then there might be death from the legal proceedings, from the government, from the authority. That is the revelation of Mahaguru Maharshi. So regarding sun, if you want to add anything or ask anything.
My only question is that Maharshiji here is talking about all the different planets in the third house. And you mentioned about that why third house is being chosen. Okay. So why he's emphasizing more on this fact that the sun has to be very strong? Like suppose if the sun is there and it is weak sun. So won't it be by this way then? The mode of the death will then change?
No, more of death will not change. The killing instinct, the marakta, the killer instinct of the sun, the teeth, the bite will be not so hard. Then that can be not able to give the maran, but it can give the maran tulya kast. So some kast can it will give, but to give the death, it has to be very strong. Because Raja, the king in olden time also giving death when he is very angry, when he is in the full power. At that time, he is giving capital punishment to anyone, Raj done to anyone.
Another thing that comes to my mind is here we are talking about a punishment that is being given by the king. So in present scenario, it will be a punishment given by the government.
Punishment given by the government, by the authority, like court is giving capital punishment
Yeah.
to someone. So that sort of thing is coming in.
Yeah.
At this time, government is the king, and king is the son. So I hope it's a clear now. It's clear now.
Yes.
Because I do believe in the positive counseling, and this Shastra is very positive. That's why I add up like Chamatkar Chintamani and some other revelation from Sarvar Chintamani and all. Because that Maran and this Marakta is coming only when Dasa is coming, when longevity is span is finishing. Otherwise, third house, strong sun is there. Blessings are also coming in. Let's come and think about other planets through the verse 26. Pritiye chen induna yukte driste va yakshamamriti पूजेन वर्ण शस्त्राग्नि daharde maranam bhave. Third house, now moon is coming. First moon is there in the third house. So moon is very much related with the tuberculosis, the TB, tuberculosis. So the maran can be happen by the tuberculosis, TB. If there is a TB, there is a role of moon. So that is a revelation. And now Mangal Dev is coming. In the same verse, he cover up two planets, Hindu and Kuj. So Mangal Dev is giving, he is sitting in the third house, and then he is giving wound, the cuts, or death from the arms, death from any shastra, any arms, fire. So these things can trigger death of the native for the moon and the Mangal Dev, according to Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara. Moon in third house. Moon is a conditional benefic planet, basically. Not very much celebrated in the Trisara house. But if a strong moon, good moon is there, reflections from the great acharyas that will give a native a natural affinity towards knowledge and very good success in the intellectual pursuits. That moon is giving that one also. although Bhavarth Ratnakar is saying like if moon is sitting in the third house, then making like a native a fickle-minded, double-minded. That's a problem. But although we are here discussing about the Marana Vichar we are doing, so it is indicating to us a tuberculosis. And the Mangal Dev in the third house, a simple like research or findings from many acharyas, and you can validate charts also through that one. The native might be youngest or might be eldest, because among the brother, if you see the Mars in the third house, you can ask these questions also. Most of the case, like no younger brother, he might be the youngest. Mangal Dev is sitting over there, and Mangal is in the third house. It is giving a drive, it is giving a courage to the native, it is giving power to the native, a strong will to the native to overcome, to crush all the hurdles in his life. But how you can get an indication towards death of the native? What can be the reason? Here Mahaguru Maharshi also revealed that one, like wound or Shastra or Agni or these things. That is the Mangal Dev. So moon and Mangal, I hope it's clear to you. Any
So
question?
moon, like Maharshi talks about sun and mentioned that it has to be strong, and then the impact is going to be more, like we discussed. But in this case, Maharshi didn't mention anything about moon. Like suppose if it's not a Pakshbali moon, and Pakshbal is not there. So in that case, also the impact is in that case the impact is going to be more in this case. Or when it is strong, it is like suppose if it is a Taurus ascendant, then moon is in its own sign. In that case, in the third house. So in that case also the impact will be more. So two aspects are there.
No,
One is the strength, the second is the in its own house, if it is
yeah,
there.
and the very first question is the comparison between the first verse, like 25th. Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara is talking there, labeling sun, strong sun, and he is not talking about the avastha of the Mangal or Mars here. Because and then your next question, so I will come up step by step. The first question, Surya, even in Western astrology, if you go, they are not considering sun as a malefic. And even Mahaguru Maharshi Parashar is not labeling sun like a very bad planet. He got a krurta because to keeping the people, to keeping the public in a order, in the discipline, king has to be sometimes very hard. So that krurta, for the discipline, a king has to, administrator has to be sometimes very hard. That krurta in sun. And a raja, king of any nation or celestial cabinet, so he is the pita, he is the father, he is the caretaker. He's doing the upbringing of his praja, like his son, like his offspring. But when he has to give the capital punishment, at that time he is in different form. He has to be very strong, very cruel at that time. Otherwise he is not able to give the capital punishment at all. That's why the Balina Ravina Yute, Mahaguru Maharshi Parashar is bringing up that. Now moon and other like Mars and then other planets will come up. They are, all the Mahaguru Maharishi Parasa called moon also Raja, but in other sense, we know what was the sense in Graha Swarupa Adhyaya, we dealt that one. So here other planets, they are not giving Mrityu Dand. They are not giving Mrityu Dand. They are injecting something in native's life, like tuberculosis. And then that will be the reason for death. But what he is doing, the king he is directly giving the capital punishment. Rad hetuscha maranam tasya. Directly. And they are injecting something, and then that will be the reason. So so you now understand why Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar is saying like that. That was the first question. The second question is, Avastha of the planet is definitely going to change the game. But the most important is here Dasa and the lifespan of the native. If Dasa is good and if lifespan is still there, then Mars will come up and he will give some wounds, he will give some cust, but that will be not a reason for his death at all. So we have to check the things in a holistic manner. So many variables we have to join, so many layers will come, then we have to superimpose all of them, and then we understand. If moon is strong, definitely it's a happy moon that will bless also, because blessings are also there. That's why I called the good things also what moon is doing over there, the very good lovely affinity towards the knowledge, making native very fortunate. So these things are also coming up. I hope it's clear now.
Yes, thank you.
Now Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar is coming up. Deadly combination. It's a very deadly combination. Sani and Rahu is coming together. So not alone, they are coming together. And you know, Rahu is a Mansam Rahu, Sanivat Rahu. So Rahu is already like a Sani characteristics, and he is with Sani. Then what will happen? So it's not like that. Only Sani. He is taking Sani and Rahu together. Tritiye Sani Rahu Bhyam Yukte Driste Api Vakuja Visartito Mrityavarya Jalada Vahani Pirana. Now in the third house, the great mighty Sani Dev and Rahu Dev is sitting over there. Then what can be happen? So it can be death from the poison. You know, the Rahu Dev is like a Phanindra. His name is Phanindra also. He's like a snake. So related to the poison. So poison can be injected in the body through different means, like a food poisoning also can be happen. A native might die. Injections also, maybe some reaction in the injection can happen. He went for a medical treatment and some injection is, he has to take, and that he infected. Something can be happen. This type of native is prone to those things. Those events can be happen in his life. Both are together here. So not only poison, Mahaguru is saying, even through the water also, even through the fire also, even through the fall from the height also, even from the confinement also. In confinement he can die. Somebody kidnap him, or he will be in a jail and he die, maybe. So those type of things can be happen in this case. According to Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar, this can be happen. It's a Trisara house again. Malefics are welcome here. Malefics are welcome here. And if Rahu is there, if you talk about only Rahu, so the native might be brave like a lion. Singvat Parakarm. That type of Parakarm is coming in the native. That native is very courageous, very fortunate, very wealthy. These are the positive traits also I am talking. To dilute the things, because Mahaguru Maharshi Parasa is talking about the death only here. And if Saturn is coming, is in the third house like that, then the Saturn is talking about the responsibility. Very responsible, He's talking about the diplomacy. He's talking about the tact. He's talking about the power to contemplate. He's a yogi also. Tapasvi also, Saturn is like that. And if it is exalted over there, it might be get gain from the brothers also. So those things will come. But if both are together and other astrological requirements are being fulfilled in the like dasa and the longevity span, then death can be triggered through those things. That is the revelation. You have any questions?
In this case, this is a mandatory thing that Saturn and Rahu has to be together in the third house. Like, what if Saturn is alone or Rahu is alone in the third house? Then what will happen?
In this classical Parasari verse, Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar revealed like Saturn and Rahu together. So this is for Saturn and Rahu together. But practically, when you are checking the charts, then sometimes you are getting only Saturn, only Rahu. In that case, Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar is left that job to the Devagya. You decide, he said, because he is not in a mood anytime, any day. He is not in the mood of cooking all the foods and serving. Like he is always giving some clue, and then you think. So for me, any Devagya should think in line with this verse and then come up. So these are the revelations. Now Mahaguru Maharshi Parasar is going in a verse 28. So verse 28, we will complete up to 28. If time is not there, Tritaye chandrama divyam yute va vichate dvija krimi kustadinatasya maranam bhakti dhruvam. Now in the third house, if moon and mandi bhyam, so he's talking about mandi. Mandi means gulik. He is the son of the Mand. Son of the Mand is Mandi, Gulik. So Chandrama and Gulik is together. Gulik is how malefic. Very malefic planet. Tertiary planet. Tertiary planet of Sun, Saturn. So Chandrama and Gulik is there, then what will happen? The cause of the death. Cause of the death is leprosy. Or Mahaguru is saying even insects. So insects, any type of insects. Any type of insect come and bite, or can be the cause for the death of the native. Some people die like a snake bite, or scorpio bite or any type of deadly poisonous snake, poisonous insect can bite. Or leprosy also, that is also can be the cause of death. Gulik and Chandrama. Here, Chandrama is not triggering the TV here. Chandrama is in the influence of Gulik here. So other deadly things is coming up. That leprosy is coming, indicating the leprosy. These are the, these are the things helping medical professionals also. Sometimes astrology can be a very useful tool for medical professionals to diagnose any disease, because sometimes it's very hard to find disease, but astrology can help over there. That can show the light, go in that direction. And ultimately, doctors has to go, because Mahaguru Maharishi Parashara also talking about giving importance to chikitsa also. When he was talking about the Ayur Vichar he was doing before 20 years, he instructed Devagya, don't do the Ayur Nirnay, because that's a very, fragile time. That time, do the Havan, do the Puja, do the Jap, and do the Chikitsa also, he said. So, this astrology, this divine science is helping Chikitsaks also in that sense. And medical astrology is one of the very popular things nowadays. So this is the revelation for Gulik and
But
Chandra.
in this case, Moon and Gulik, they are together in the third house. Or in this case, it can aspect also.
Aspect
Is it?
also. Aspect also. Yukte va vichite duya. Aspect also. Definitely.
So here, Maharshiji specifically mentioned the aspect. In other cases, like when we talk about Saturn and Rahu, or even Sun and Moon, then he never talk about the aspect part.
No, he talked
But
about,
what do you think that
he
it is
talked about,
aspect is there? He talked
no,
about.
he talked about aspect. If I'm just adding, for Sani Rahu,
Oh,
yukte drishte api. So it's a yukte drishte api. So it is conjunct or aspect. For Chandrama,
and in the
for
sun,
Chandrama also
uh,
yukte drishte. So aspect
Drishti.
also he is talking about. Aspect also he is talking. Only for Sun, he is saying, only for Sun it is over there. It is in the third house.
But in general, if you see, even in case of sun, if it is aspecting the house, then also that flavor could be there. No?
Any planet like
Means
aspect is,
mentioned specifically. Hmm.
any planet aspect is giving some flavor, because someone is watching you. So that will
Hmm.
affect you. Our quantum mechanics is saying same thing, observer effect. So because system exists only due to observer, someone is watching you, then only things is happening. So we will do the next verses, the 3 verses in the next episode. Thank you.
Okay, friends. That's all for today. So we will be continuing with these verses in the next episode. Thank you, Abhishek.
Jai Gurudev.